is the Aiologs Sequential Shifter, a small, compact, and rigid bit of sim racing gear which is commonly seen in high-end setups despite its more affordable price point. Designed, created, and hand-built in Russia, how good really is this shifter? Does it live up to the hype, and what's new for 2023? Let's find out. If you're looking for great deals and discounts on sim racing, PC, and gaming hardware, make sure to check out simspots.com where all the best deals are posted daily. Get into sim racing or upgrade your current setup, all while saving tons of money at simspots.com. The Aiologs Sequential Shifter has been historically praised for its low to mid-range price point whilst maintaining a premium look, feel, and in-game experience. Built almost entirely of thick stainless steel plates with an aluminum polished knob and what I believe is a plexiglass top plate, it certainly looks and feels like a premium product with a refined finish and close eye to attention to detail. Since its original release, and like everything else in the world, the Aiologs Sequential Shifter has gone up in price, now currently retailing for $180. Though slightly up from its original $165 price tag a few years back, the 2023 version does come with welcome upgrades and several useful things included. Out of the box, you've received the shifter itself with the metal shaft and knob, a USB cable, a regular and extended mounting clamp for mounting onto practically every aluminum profile cockpit, a table clamp which is also made nearly entirely of metal, all tools needed to adjust and install the shifter, and of course the user manual and a few stickers which are always nice to have. This shifter is practically plug and play. After plugging in the USB cable onto my PC, I was immediately able to bind it in-game and get out on track. However, I later found out that a small RGB light inside the housing can be configured using Aiologs software, which did add a cool surprise and a small element of customization to this product. This light is not too bright, so unless you're playing in the dark, it's unlikely that you'll really notice it though. As per compatibility, it's natively supported on PC but can be used on console with a drive hub adapter, which I've never personally used. Adjustability is fairly limited on the Aiologs shifter, especially compared to others I've tested. The unit I've received for review comes with the standard knob and rod, which provide more of a short shifter throw, whereas the optional longer rod would provide more travel and less resistance. Other than that though, there is no real way to adjust the resistance or travel of the shifter from the unit itself. All that said though, in-game it's a blast to use. The unit uses a series of ball bearings and a stiff spring among other mechanical bits to provide a very tactile and satisfying shifting experience. Upon up and down shifting, you certainly hear a noticeable click, but it's not loud enough to become annoying, take away from the immersion, or disturb anyone living around you. Moreover, there is a solid tension which provides a firm feel along with a very short throw to make up and down shifting quick and efficient. Overall, I have no complaints from an in-game experience as the shifting action felt firm, realistic, and extremely satisfying to use.
You wanna go to Mars, but the soil is full of mercury. Keep my water clean, free from PVC. How many pieces of plastic in the Tennessee River? I hope this makes you see things clearer.
Now, as per the negatives of the Aiologs shifter, I did notice a few. Unlike the Thrustmaster Sequential Shifter and Handbrake, which is very comparable in price, the Aiologs unit only serves as a sequential shifter and does not feature the same amount of adjustability. Moreover, after several hours of hard use, I sometimes found that the USB cable on the back would slightly begin to disconnect, which happened once while I was in game. This is a simple fix that a small bit of tape could probably solve, but it is a problem that I noticed regardless. And finally, although the price of the shifter is very competitive. Coming from Russia, shipping and import duties could significantly increase the price you pay. Although I did receive this product free of charge for review, I did go through the payment process on the Aiologs product page and found that it would have costed me over $247, not including taxes, to get to my house, which is of course a huge negative, as suddenly the price isn't as appealing. This of course will vary based off of where you live though. Finally, I think Aiologs should provide the table clamp as an additional option rather than including it standard. This would allow them to charge a little less for most users who won't be needing it, and a tad more for those who will. It would also reduce the package weight, which could make shipping a little less expensive. Overall, the Aiologs Sequential Shifter is a well-built and premium bit of sim racing gear that provides a satisfying and immersive in-game experience. With its relatively affordable price point, it offers great value for money, especially with the upgrades and accessories included in the 2023 version. However, it does have some limitations in terms of adjustability and may not be as versatile as some of its competitors. The issue with the USB cable is a minor one that can be easily solved, but potential buyers should be aware of the shipping and import duties from Russia that could significantly increase the overall cost. Despite these drawbacks, the Aiologs Sequential Shifter is a solid option for sim racers looking for a high quality shifter at a reasonable price, and will certainly look stunning attached onto your rig. As always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.